Yeah, like on your tongue, like that one dude.
Beef. Oh, I don't. I have no clue what you're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of On It. We're here. You got me. You got Devin. We are back. We are here to talk all of Week 12 football. Talk Week 12 MVPs. Give our predictions for all these Thanksgiving games. Friday night for Friday afternoon football. I think it's like 3:30.
They got Friday games.
Yeah, we got a Black Friday game as well. It's not the
That's more.
best game, but we will talk about it.
Ugh.
But like I said, we do have week 12 games. Obviously, we gave all of our predictions last episode. And I will say that, and
Did I go
maybe
100%?
no.
That was a
Well,
joke.
no, you did not go 100%, but you did go one game better than me. Um,
That's that Browns game, brother. That's that
yeah,
James effect.
It was a Jameis theory, and I didn't want to
You
believe in
didn't want
it.
to partake.
Well, I don't know. We talked about it, but I mean, it there's no way it's an actual thing. Um,
No, but it is. It is.
it's fun to believe. I mean, we some people have Santa. We had the Jameis Winston theory. It is what it is. But week 12 games, usually the freshest game would be this Monday Night Football game that we just got done watching. So if you want to get into that, we could get right into it. But before we get into games, what I was going to say is this week was kind of weak.
Agreed.
This was this
Well,
was this was this was a
six
week.
teams on bye. Not a lot happening. Not a lot of games that were
I mean,
super
I
impactful.
guess it just seemed like a week 12. Like who didn't play? Atlanta. So we didn't get like a meltdown from Atlanta. We didn't get a New York Jets meltdown.
No.
We didn't get to see Buffalo or Cincinnati play. So I mean, yeah, there were a couple. I mean, there were some highlights. Like obviously,
Also, a big special teams week.
special teams week. I
Special
mean,
teams out the
you had.
motherfucker.
I mean, you had people like Bo Nix talking shit. You had Baker Mayfield going crazy. You had some couple upsets, a couple close games that
Bo's talking shit.
I mean, Bo Nix is talking some shit.
Really?
But first game we can talk about is a game that I'm obviously a little more happy about than the average football consumer. But the Baltimore Ravens go over to LA to take on Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, the Chargers.
Yep.
The Harbaugh
Your
ball,
guys' running back room from
our running back
last year,
room.
past few years.
We defeat the Chargers 30 to 23. Now that last touchdown was, I'll let them have it, but
Yeah, cool.
I'm only getting that deep into the actual score because we just watched it. But first things first, you're right. A lot of Ravens. You had J.K. over there. You had Gus over there. You had Bozeman over there. You had some. You had some guys. You had Greg Roman calling the shots over
Roman's
there.
over there.
Yeah, running
Yeah.
the offense over there. You had no Roquan. Now,
No
speaking of
Quantum.
injuries, now it's not funny at all, but it is crazy that out of all players with the history they have of being hurt and the comeback season they've had once leaving that organization matches up against that former organization and goes out with a knee injury. You missed J.K. Dobbins get hurt, didn't you?
I did. J.K. got
Dobbins
like
went
hurt.
out. J.K. Dobbins went out with a knee injury early second quarter, late first quarter, early second quarter,
No.
and did not return to the game.
Oh no.
Which I'm just like it was very weird.
Yeah.
And it has to be some type of bad luck or just something. We got to be something towards J.K. Dobbins because
Yeah, you guys are no. Well, I mean, what he played a season and a half for y'all, torn ACL,
and probably
then
spent
a
a
torn
season.
Achilles.
Well, he probably played a season and a half and then spent a season and a half hurt.
Of course, yeah.
If you combine it.
Yeah.
And then leaves and hasn't tripped this season.
No, he's had a fucking great year.
Fantastic year.
Kind of expected, but also coming back from an Achilles injury, coming back from the ACL from 2 years ago.
And he was on pace. I mean, he looked like he might have started cutting up on us, but
Yeah,
we weren't able to see that. We were able to contain our old running back too, Gus Edwards, and I was glad to see that as well.
yeah,
Now a couple negatives before I get into any positives when it comes to the Ravens. Even though there are plenty to talk about. Still the play calling. I'm a little iffy about, and it's not play calling; it's just decision making with Lamar. I don't know if you it's just this year. Now every year, I don't know. It feels like there's a different problem when it comes to Lamar and running. When it comes to Lamar running, like there were years where Lamar took off too early to run, and
yeah.
then
His first
there were years
few.
where they wanted to get more design run plays for Lamar.
Yeah,
After he established himself
the
as a
pass game.
passer.
Yeah,
Now this year, it's seeming more like he is very, very, very hesitant to run,
of course.
and I don't think it's
I've really only
because
seen. I mean, he'll run. There'll be third down plays where he'll run, and then there's a lot of plays in the red zone where he'll run.
well,
But you
for
don't get
one,
that open field from the 50 kind of
any design run for Lamar is
getting stuffed.
it goes to shit.
Yeah,
Basically, 9 times out of 10, it's going to shit this
yeah,
year. Now when he's able to extend a play and take off, give it to me. When it's an option, give it to me. But when Lamar, especially this game versus the Chargers, he was rolling out, and I would say maybe 2 or 3 times was at the line of scrimmage with just daylight ahead of him
yeah,
and tried to make something happen. And it's just I understand like he is a quarterback and he's now, but you know how you say like I can't believe there's still people that say he can't pass. He's just a runner.
of
He's
course.
just a this. Now there's
I
definitely no way he feels like he has to prove that.
Yeah, no, I like it. It feels like there is a little bit of that though, where
Dude, like
he's
there's
trying
no
his hardest
way.
on a lot of these plays to throw the ball, like you said, when he doesn't need to, when he's got open space.
And there's no maybe he's this maybe that he lost weight.
Yeah, he
He
lost
lost weight
20 coming in
and he
this year.
said it was
Well, he gained 20 coming in last year. He was
and then
still
he
running a
lost
good
it.
bit last year, and then lost the 20 coming
And
in
why
this
do you
year.
say he lost it? Or why do you say he
Felt too
lose?
heavy.
Why? Okay, exactly. I'm saying he
Felt too
lost the
slow.
way he planned on running a little bit more. Now, obviously, when you have someone like Derrick Henry and Justice Hill going crazy,
Dude,
you can do
beautiful.
you don't got to run as much. But if you got
Of course.
daylight ahead of you and you're Lamar Jackson, reach for the stars. Like
Agreed.
I don't know what else to say. The
Now, I
decision
mean, but
making.
the other thing is like, there's no like, maybe he's trying to not get injured, but he's played his whole career. Yes, he got injured a few times 2 seasons ago, um, but none of that was like taking big hits or anything stupid. He's always found a way to avoid those big hits, get out of bounds, do
Mhm.
whatever.
It's
Yeah,
just
it's
later in the
not
season.
a problem, but if there is a situation where they need to get a third down, you want him to feel comfortable taking the fuck off.
It's not a problem when you throw a 40-yard touchdown the next play.
Agreed.
Now, when if you're in the playoffs down 10 in the third quarter versus the Bills or the Chiefs or the
Yeah,
Bengals, you
and you go and try to force a ball into Zay Flowers.
okay, so you it's third it's third and 3
Yeah,
and you roll out and you got daylight, but you want to try to get this ball to Rashad because maybe you'll get 18 extra yards on top of that.
yeah,
Now it's fourth and 3. Everybody knows you're gonna give it to Derrick Henry, or
exactly,
you're gonna pull it and take it to the sideline. So it's like
for
I'm
sure.
just saying, there will be moments that there are scenarios where those decisions
Yeah,
can lead to uh, uh, problems we might not be able to come back from, situations we cannot
sure.
come back from, more so in the playoffs. But obviously, we got the job done. Derrick Henry ran through that offense,
Mm-hmm.
ran through that defense. Lamar, what 17 of 22, I believe.
16 and 22,
177 yards,
two tutties.
2 tutties, a rushing
No,
touchdown.
that ball to Rashad was beautiful. I will
Okay,
say that that DB was blinded and shit. If he turned, he's batting that away. Instead, he's running through Rashad.
Okay, every single cornerback plays that way, so
Agreed.
there's no excuse. And he's also draped all over him, and he caught it
Exactly.
around.
Well,
He
there
caught it
was there
around.
was PI on it, and he
He
still
caught it
caught that bitch.
around. Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
touchdown on a PI. Like he caught
Yeah.
it around his
Exactly.
arm.
Yeah.
And for Rashad to make that
For
catch.
Rashad to do
I
that,
mean, there
yes,
was a
that's
ball
huge.
earlier that game where it was
Yeah.
very similar to the arm being in the way, but he still got his hands on it, but he dropped it.
Sure.
And I was like, he's got to make that catch. And
Yeah.
boom, in the end zone, he makes that catch. Justice Hill with the nail in the coffin. 7 minutes
Beautiful.
left in the fourth, taking off for a tutty. I mean, it was. I like what I saw from. I liked what I saw from the offense. From the defense, I will say. Same situations. I at this point they say it's communication. I feel like it's definitely communication, but it's also execution.
Mhm.
Like there were a couple plays, like there was a beautiful corner blitz we had. Nate Wiggins flew unblocked and just ran right past Justin Herbert. It's just like if you're able to just learn how to slow down, you
Yes.
might take Justin Herbert out the game. I mean, he
Sure.
was flying
Put your hands on him.
unprotected
Yeah.
and just I mean, you got to destroy him. But he kind of just ran right by him. Herbert stepped up, completed the pass. And it's just our pass coverage is not good enough to say, "Hey Nate, go blitz,"
And then don't touch him. Yeah, exactly.
definitely don't touch him. And
Yeah.
now we have one less guy back there
Exactly.
to protect the pass. But besides that, I mean, missing Roquan, I didn't notice much because I'll say in the past game because he to me pisses me off in the past game. Sideline to sideline, I'll
Yeah,
take
no,
him all
big time.
day. Stopping the run, I'll take him all day. But when it comes to a quarterback dropping back, he gets flustered.
Yeah.
So can I say it like we had any more of a drop off or any more of a lack of coverage in the middle of the field that our linebackers are supposed to protect?
Probably
No,
not.
it was still
Yeah.
it was still pretty lackluster when it came to our inside linebackers.
Yeah, no, he always seems like he's a step late on a lot of those crossing routes and shit.
But I mean, like I said,
It's a dub.
30-23, I'll take the
To
dub.
swing the division, I think they still have the lead, but for them to lose and y'all to win, huge.
It's huge, knocking the Chargers out. I know that had to help a couple teams sitting in the hunt.
For sure, yeah.
I mean, knocking them, giving them their fourth loss. That had to help a little
Now,
bit. And
yeah, I mean the Chargers are
not that good.
no, I mean obviously we know that this team, and we said this before the year when Jim got taken in, when Jim hired onto the team. It's like we don't expect this Chargers team to be good now. Obviously, they've won 7 games. They look okay, whatever. A few years down the road, they can be dangerous. Give Justin some options. Allow that running back room to develop or stay healthy or whatever. But yeah, give him some dudes to throw to, and this team can be good. But
Quentin Johnson still can't catch.
who?
Quentin Johnson.
No,
still
I know.
Can't catch.
It's horrendous.
I mean, it's just
There's a ball in his titties.
But I mean, definitely to have J.K. go down early,
That sucks.
That
I mean, because they were rolling in that first half a little bit.
They were
Few drives.
They were doing their thing. It was we kept them in the game for as long as our play decided to keep them in the game.
Yeah.
No, it was 10-0 at one point, but I wasn't tripping. And then it was 10-7. Then we get the ball back. Then we go for it on 4th down. Then we get it. Now I'm like, all right, we're gonna score. Then we score. And it's 14-10, and we didn't lose the lead after that. I was happy.
Yeah.
Devin
Tucker, 45 yards.
it was a 45-yarder, easy. And
better than a lot of kickers.
Every
this
single
week,
miss this year left.
You know, I watched a video on what could be going wrong. He's hooking a lot of his kicks. Like I think about it in like golf terms. It could be like a timing issue. Like when you hook a golf shot, your hands are out in front, your body's slowed down. So I don't know anything about kicking, but his body's not getting through and that leg keeps whipping around. They said it could be a hold issue because there was a video of a dude trying to figure out some of the holds are too close or too far or whatever, and that may have been fucking with him. But yeah, I
So
think
if
once he
using
can dial
your
in that left miss, get rid of that left miss, he'll be fine.
so using your golf trajectory IQ, what would you say would be the most likely factor in his misses?
Uh,
That's a serious question. I was not mocking you.
yeah, I mean probably timing of his body. It's like he has the leg to kick it. Um, but yeah, the second that your leg is moving faster than your body, again, I don't know anything about kicking, but say in golf, your arms are moving faster than your body, you're going to get on top of it. You're going to get around it instead of starting it out up the middle. He's starting everything left and it's hooking.
Well, 1 for 1 today. I'll take it. Oh, and the one last thing, the play calling issue I was going to talk about. The going up for 2, we could have kicked the extra point to go up 8 points. We decided to go for 2, still in the third quarter, just to make it a 2-score game. And to me, that shows nothing but how scared we are of our defense letting up an 8-point lead
Thousand
opposed to
percent.
a 2-score lead. And I
Yep.
don't like that.
No.
And also, it's like if we're gonna go for 2, call a better fucking play. Because this whole fake Lamar running out to, oh, is he gonna run? No, he's gonna pass it.
No,
It's
he's
like
gonna dump it over the top.
defenses have figured that out
The same
because
thing
like
every
Lamar
time.
can throw.
Yep.
But Devin, I'm sorry, but I'm like, and it's to the point where like I feel like, and not even as a fan, it's just like how hard I go, or like how hard like I root for Washington.
Yeah.
It's like I almost feel like I felt it like as bad as you probably felt it.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been as bad, but I just imagine like, I mean, like you got to like, and also like there was no Ravens game that Sunday, so I was even extra on. I was
Sure.
extra on top of this game.
Sure.
And I mean,
It was sad.
Washington losing to Dallas. I mean, the game itself was insane.
The game itself was horrendous.
Well, the fourth quarter was a game itself. It was
The
24 to
fourth quarter was
17.
the entire game.
It was 24 to 17 just in the fourth.
Yes. Now, we shouldn't have had to kick that onside kick.
Nope.
I get the kicking the extra point, but you have a kicker who already missed an extra point. We shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. The amount of times that the Cowboys had the opportunity to score and missed a field goal, or we blocked a field goal, or whatever, and we just again cannot capitalize on that. But then to be in that position, to have a fucking what? How far was that touchdown? 86 yards.
Yeah, dude, it was
Scored an 86-yard touchdown,
so
and then to
beautiful.
fucking
It was so
snap hook a fucking kick.
But like that's the thing. It's like when you really break down this game, yes, your kicker missed an extra point, and that's
2.
that's yeah, okay, yes.
So we had to go for 2.
Your kicker's missing extra points, and that is killer. That is very crucial. But a clutch ass 86-yarder,
I know,
with no timeouts, is super super crucial as well.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you guys, like y'all have the talent and the skill and the clutchness to pull that type of shit off.
Of course.
Now, I will say, what's up?
I mean, I had a problem with, like, what's his name? Siebert, the kicker. Missed the last 2 weeks with a hip injury. And then we rush him back out on the field. After our kicker, who played the past 2 games, I don't think missed anything important. Bring him out, and then to have him, miss the first extra point, and then I think got a field goal blocked at some point.
It's more. I look at this game as it might be a crucial loss in hindsight.
Like, it probably will be.
Like y'all really needed this win.
Like, this doesn't mean anything for the Cowboys. The Cowboys aren't good. The problem is just.
I mean, y'all are 7-5. Y'all are 7-5 now.
No, for sure. But
the 7th seed.
I put us in a similar category as the Chargers, where it's like yes, we have a good thing going, but we're really not meant to be winning right now. Like, we didn't add anything else to this team before the year except for Jaden Daniels and maybe a few other draft picks.
See,
We didn't go full into this season until we started to win a few games, had a few games against good teams.
but at some point, on the flip side, Houston fans last year had to accept, oh, we're like good enough to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Like we might make the playoffs, and y'all have already been at this point where y'all have already been established as good enough to make the playoffs. Now, are y'all going to make the playoffs?
I know. I mean,
Because
we
y'all are sitting
just
at
lost
seven,
three straight.
sitting at the 7th seed, 7-5. Y'all got, I'd say, the closest. Well, I mean, see, the problem is the team sitting behind y'all.
Yeah.
6-5 Arizona, and then there's 3 teams 5-6: Tampa, LA, San Fran. To me, I think Tampa and Atlanta, they could easily flip flop depending on what happens with their schedule
Yeah,
and their wins and
but
losses.
there might not be a wild card from that division.
There not might be a wild card from that division. Now, depending on what Arizona and Seattle do, there might be a wild
Yeah,
card from that NFC West division. I'd honestly hate to see it. It'd be a waste of a division or a playoff spot, wild
yeah.
card spot. Um, but with Philly 2 games ahead this late. I mean, there are 5 games left, but
Philly is only getting better. I think we expected that a little bit. Um, again, this is the Saquon show. If anything were to happen, or if Saquon has an off night, I think they're gettable. But again, they still have AJ out there playing well. Devontae's going to come back at some point.
mm,
Um, they're still good. They're still very good, and they're getting better. They had some shaky games early in the season, but I mean, our schedule's not terrible coming into it, coming into
no.
the end.
I was about to say, what do y'all got? Y'all got
We
Tennessee.
got a bye. No, we already had a bye.
Y'all got
Um,
Tennessee.
Titans, Saints,
Got Titans
uh,
and then a bye.
Titans, then a bye. Yeah, Titans,
Titans then bye.
Saints,
Saints, Philly,
Eagles,
Atlanta, and
Falcons, and
Dallas.
then
All
Dallas again.
right. So I mean, like you could easily go 4-1. But there's a
Or
world
we could lose
where,
to the Titans, and then that's our season.
well, I mean, Titans are a must win. Like definitely have to double
Titans are a
down on
must
the
win because we're
Titans.
going to be coming into. I mean, I don't think the Cowboys are going to be in any position by week 18, but the Falcons are going to be in a position. The Eagles are definitely going to be in a position. Saints probably not. But yeah, those
So
two
yeah,
games are going to be crucial. We have to get those two.
yeah. I mean, y'all definitely have two teams that are definitely fighting for playoff spots
But the thing is,
when
it's
you get
like,
to them.
yeah, we lost to the Steelers, also in heartbreaking fashion. Um, lose to the Eagles after playing so well against them all game
Mm-hmm.
sucked. Um, and then just losing the fucking absolute shit show to the
Yeah,
boys.
like if I like as a if I were a Washington fan, I'd be more disappointed in the first 3 quarters than what you did
Of
in the
course.
fourth. I mean, the 17 points y'all put up in the fourth quarter were, I mean, were very impressive.
Yep.
Were a very impressive 17 points, but those
But
first 3 quarters were just
as a fan, I'm fine seeing little bits of flash and shine and execution. Hopefully we can carry this into next year. Hopefully we can start to build this team up next year, spend some money, draft well, and
mm-hmm,
then create a foundation for Jaden. But
get some younger
we'll see.
guys.
Again, I'm not way too concerned about this year, but I mean, once we went out and won 7 games, and it's like, oh, they got a shot to be in this position now, where we're 7-5. It's like this stinks. But
Seven
who cares?
games with 5 games left, or 7 wins with 5 games left.
Like we could go fucking 7-10 at this point
You could,
if we play like that.
but I don't think y'all will.
No.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Well, with Dan
Lions,
Quinn ruining teams,
Lions, Colts. I mean,
uh,
another healthy Anthony Richardson game. I'll
yeah,
take that. I mean, bro played, you know, the entire game.
I think it's what his 12th NFL game or 16th or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. It's definitely Yeah, it's definitely in the teens. But I don't. Yeah. I mean, Lions. They're the
11
Lions.
of 28 from AR.
The Lions are 10-1.
Yeah.
The
So
Lions
I
are
saw
ten
a
and
thing
one.
earlier. It was like It's like who's the better 10-1 team, Chiefs or Lions? And then it was like who would win in a matchup. It's like the Lions are way better than the Chiefs, but if they faced off, the Chiefs are gonna find a way to finagle a win out of them.
Well, see, it's funny that you bring up the Chiefs because the Chiefs beat the Panthers 30-27,
On a walk
and
off.
a lot of people are overreacting to this game. A lot of people are just, I don't know, they're clowning the Chiefs, and honestly, I kind of look at it more like, all right, you got two teams. You got one team who's 9-1.
Yeah.
Uh, haven't really had to even kick it in the second gear yet. Kind of just been chilling. Um, going into a game against a 2-18 or 2-17, 3-17.
3-7. I did the same
Um,
thing when I looked at it.
yeah, the
I
try to
looked at the current. Yeah.
what to take away.
Yeah.
You play a 3-7 team who have maybe half the roster playing for their job, including their quarterback.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe have some type of courage or inspiration or
Yeah.
want to play for Bryce or
Yeah.
just
There. There. I mean, there are a lot of games like that where it's like we got nothing to play for at this point. We'll throw it all out there, but
and it's like the Chiefs, they're pretty much set. Like they're gonna win the AFC West, and the Panthers, like if anything, they could a Chiefs win could be the narrative, could be the driving force for a turnaround narrative for next season.
sure.
We beat
But
the
at the
Chiefs.
same time, it's like any team who beats the Chiefs, I don't know. They just get. It's not like you beat the Chiefs. It's like no, the Chiefs had a bad day and
But like
gets
they but
discounted and
see,
whatever.
but here's the thing: it's like they didn't have a bad day. I
No,
mean,
I'm.
they look decent. So did the Panthers.
It is funny to see how they're phasing out Kelsey for two younger tight ends because
Mm-hmm.
they showed the play where what's his name Noah Gray scored a touchdown and Kelsey ran the under and they threw the ball to Noah and they're like that used to be Kelsey's spot, which it's nice to see. Old
Well,
stinky boy is getting phased out, but
Kelsey was already. I mean, Kelsey was already pushing the retirement narrative before the season.
I
He said
mean
he was
the
going to be.
dude's what 35
He's probably made more money in this last year or two,
in
than
his
his
whole career
last, yeah, than his entire career.
than anyone could like their fucking mom is on a thing now, and the
And like,
Jason's wife has a podcast now, and
and
they're
like,
everywhere, and it's
and like in
bullshit.
reality, if he like actually marries Taylor Swift, like, yeah, no, he's set, like for
He's
life.
yeah.
He's good. Like he does not
He
have
better
to
not sign
play.
that prenup, dude.
He doesn't have to play another snap of
He better
football.
not sign a
And
prenup. He get half that
signs,
bitch's money. He gonna get 500 million,
even
bro.
if
Of
he signs that prenup, he's still gonna walk away with plenty of cash.
course. Or she'll find a way to like ruin his life and career and all that.
But this game, I think, was very, very close. More so because of confidence,
Yeah.
or just being like inspired to just go out and win. I mean, I'm just saying, I don't take much from this game where it's like, oh man, the
No, I'm
Chief
like,
like this isn't the game that made me go, oh, the Chiefs are gettable.
but this also isn't like. No, of course not. A few other games this year have
That's what I'm
most of
saying.
their
Like
games.
we've been.
Like this, yeah, no. And this is the best, in my opinion, that the Panthers have looked all year. I
Yeah.
don't watch a lot of Panthers games. I don't watch Bryce Young play a lot. Bryce didn't look that bad. Bryce was making tight throws. He was moving around a little bit. Like he didn't look horrible. Um, maybe it's his surroundings and it's not Bryce, but it's probably his surroundings and it's probably a little bit of Bryce that are the problem.
Oh, 100%. It's 100% surroundings.
But I mean, Bryce has to be lacking in some aspect, but
Yeah, but the
we'll see.
Panthers suck.
The Panthers are
I mean, the Panthers are
horrendous.
just a bad football
But no,
team.
they had a fucking decent game.
They did. Vikings Bears.
A real diarrhea fest.
So take what I just said about that game, but take like Chicago, who's like just a little bit better than Carolina,
Yeah.
and take Minnesota, who's just a little more fraudulent than Kansas City.
Yeah.
Actually, a lot more fraudulent than Kansas City. We've been talking about Minnesota for a minute now, and they have yet to look like how they've looked when they were what
5-0.
5-0.
Yeah.
So they were 5-0, and I mean, it got to a point where we were almost accepting, like, all right, they got it, and
I mean, bro did the same thing in Carolina years ago.
but
Went
not
4
this,
0.
not this long though.
But
Like, I
no,
mean, they
but no, he
still
went 4-0 and then they started to lose a shit ton.
they,
This is just them winning, kind of.
but
They're
this
not
they
doing
balled
anything
though. They
crazy.
balled. This was the same thing with
Yes.
Carolina and Kansas City. Chicago came to play. Caleb Williams came to play. I mean, it was just it. They had a good day. Minnesota had a good day. Minnesota came on top in overtime with a field goal. I mean, it was it was kind of the same to me. It was like the same formula of like one team who's kind of coasting, and like has Minnesota went into a second or third gear. See, the difference is we're waiting on Kansas City to kick in a second gear. We don't know if Minnesota has another gear.
See, agreed. This is like, I don't know. I don't want to say it's their peak, but because I think they hit their peak earlier in the year, but I just don't know if they'll be able to get back to that.
I mean, their peak might have, yeah,
Now,
been just running the regular season.
granted, Kansas City last year never truly hit a peak. Like they always played well enough to get by and beat teams. They never started blowing teams out at the end of the year in the playoffs or whatever. They were getting by. They were cruising. So I expect the same thing. Maybe they have a blowout once or twice, but Pat said he wanted a blowout. I don't know. Go call Roger. He'll get you one next week. But
Yeah, Pat did say he wanted a blowout, so we will see if he does get that blowout. Um, Patriots Dolphins. I mean, yeah, it for a minute I thought it was going to be a game, and then 24 points in the second quarter for
yeah,
Miami. They exploded. I still gonna stand on the Drake May the Drake May hype. And New England sticking with him. I still think it's the best option. But not
yeah,
much from that game. Did this game though? Tampa versus New York.
dude.
So, so
How good is Mike Evans?
Mike Evans is great. How good is Baker Mayfield?
He's up there, brother.
Baker Mayfield, first of all, still balling. Bucks
Mm-hmm.
are still balling. Bucks
Mm-hmm.
might come in and steal that NFC South. Um,
They, yeah. I mean, but they could steal the South, and they could also steal that last playoff spot.
I mean, they could steal that. I mean, if you look at their schedule, I feel like we have recently, but I mean, they play Carolina, Vegas, the Chargers, Dallas, Carolina, New Orleans.
Yeah.
Bro, like you were waiting for me to say a team that was like, oh,
Nope.
maybe.
Nothing.
I mean, they could win out. They could win out and be an 11-5 team.
Yep.
They could easily win out and be an 11-5 team. But what was great from this game was, Baker running it in, hitting his DeVito celebration, and then getting absolutely pressed at the post game conference by a reporter for hitting the celebration. Did you see that video?
No.
You didn't say, "Oh my god!" All right, here I'll play it for you. Here I gotta play you the audio because it's
Says that he called it a tribute.
here. Oh, okay. Baker trolled the shit out of here. I'm gonna play it for you. Because I want to get your reaction just to him talking about it. But everybody was like, "Oh, look at what Baker said about Tommy DeVito, blah blah blah," and I personally think he was trolling the shit out of out of Tommy DeVito, especially in this conference. But we'll see here. Let's see if we can.
Context?
Yeah. Uh, Here we go.
You put together a 95-yard drive. That's huge. That's complimentary football. That's big time. That's what we've been looking for. So it's good to see. Now we should build on it.
Finish that off with a kind of a whirling derby leap there in the end zone, and then I guess it was the DeVito celebration. Is that
Tribute to Tommy. Yeah, he's a good dude. He's got swag. Yeah, who came up with that? Oh, I have no idea. I just see him do it. No, but whose idea was it for you to do that? And when did you know you were going to do it? Most of the times I don't know what I'm going to do. So there's spontaneous stuff.
Why is this a big deal?
That was not planned. I mean, even your teammates got into it too. Yeah, New York fans love Tommy here and give him something they like. Are you Italian by any chance or no? I haven't done a 23andMe, but I don't know.
You talk about complimentary football in the 95-yard drive.
She just pulled race. She just pulled race on this. Fuck you. Fuck everything about you, dude. That's so fucking stupid. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I did pull up. I knew that they were gonna bring up race, so I was trying to figure out what Baker's ethnicity is. But who gives a fuck?
Okay, so I'm so glad you didn't hear that before because
Are you Italian?
Are you
lady.
are you Italian by any chance?
Shut the fuck up.
He's like I don't know, but if you go and look at his facial expressions the whole time, he's like, yeah, they love Tommy out here. So we wanted to give him
He wanted to give him something to love, dude.
He is trolling these.
Well,
shit.
Baker's the ultimate troll. Baker's the suck my nuts. I'm gonna fucking pin a flag in your field, and
he was, just tribute. He's got swag. Shout out to Tommy. But then
do they ask fucking every player who does the Dion fucking shuffle?
Yeah, but see what the guy asked and it was cool, and then she comes in and she's. I mean, your teammates.
She's like, who comes up with something like that? Who's the brains behind this? I would let you know that my mother is Italian.
He's like, I don't fucking know. He's like, I didn't take a 23andMe. I just hit it. Like, I mean, and he's not.
Well, that's the man's though.
Even just even DeVito was like, I mean, players have done it before. It's not.
No, they do it all the time.
I mean, DeVito was like, it's gonna happen, I guess. Like,
it's also like you have a fucking dumbass fucking thing.
Yeah, you can't play this facade and
you got this fucking jackass manager.
Yeah,
he's
horrible. He's horrible. I mean, if Patrick Mahomes was terrible, and then like all those things that were going on, like
yeah, dude, if Mahomes was terrible, he'd be out of the league.
Yeah,
it'd be the worst thing ever.
His wife fucking pouring shit on people. It's like, yeah, no, it wouldn't have worked out.
None of this would fly.
But they get the dub. Baker and the Bucks get the dub. Mike Evans is back and is healthy, and I'm excited because honestly, when Atlanta were showing their true colors, and the Bucks weren't backing down, and they were continuing to keep fighting for wins, they got a good chance to win this NFC South.
Yeah, it's nice.
I like it. I'm kind of interested in seeing Atlanta's schedule because we're looking at the Bucks could go 11-5. They could win out. I mean, to me, their hardest game is going to be the Chargers.
For sure.
If we look at Atlanta's schedule moving forward, they got the Chargers, they got Minnesota, they got the Raiders, they got the Giants, they got y'all, and they got Carolina. So I mean, Chargers, Minnesota, they got to deal with Minnesota. That's Kirk returning to Minnesota, Devin. So we'll see what happens there.
Mid against mid, brother.
And then you got in Maryland against the Commanders. So we'll see what happens. In a team that only lost by 3 to the Chiefs. Who knows? January 5th, they might lose to the Panthers.
Yeah.
Who knows? But
I need the Commanders to beat the Falcons just for my sake and so I can shit on Shane.
Yeah, no, that would be nice. Titans, Texans. So remember, like last episode.
Remember when we were talking about like potential issues with a team that's supposed to be really good?
So remember when we were like, this game might be like closer than people like think.
Remember when I said that a bunch?
So the Titans beat the Texans 32-27. And to me, like last episode we talked about like maybe the Texans, they aren't up there. Like they might be here and like maybe like a mid team's here and they're up here. So it's like we'll give them their credit. We'll give them they're up there. But they're not up there.
No.
There are tiers, and they're not up there yet. And it's simply I think we looked at the moves they made in the offseason, and sure, if Stephon Diggs didn't tear his ACL and he's playing all year, maybe
Maybe this team looks better.
I mean, I would
But
assume the team should look better now. Joe Mixon being on the squad definitely has helped, but
he had
it's
14 carries for 22 yards.
it's one game. It's okay.
No, I know. I understand. But yeah,
But
that was not a factor in this game.
I think when you look at that, you look at the turnovers that CJ Stroud had. You look at, the missed field goals. It's just the safety at the end of the game. I mean, it's just there are
pulled a fucking Dan Orlovsky out there, dude.
How
nice is that?
There are flaws in this team that you would expect from a team with a younger quarterback and just like I said, it's like after last season, they went and Green Bay went
yeah,
and I think maybe it just needs to knock down just a couple pegs.
I mean, they might both be sitting together.
They might be both sitting close to each other, but at the same time, Titans are not a good football team. But Will Levis.
No, this says nothing really about the Titans. Cool, caught a dub. Will didn't look terrible.
But you know what Will said? You know what Will said after the game? He said
I need mayonnaise.
He probably said that, but he said exactly what I have been saying all year in a very short way. So my biggest problem with Will Levis is he just really looks like he makes very, very, very
rookie level mistakes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like it's not that he is just throwing bad balls or inaccurate balls, or it's just like when we criticize Tua, it's like, oh, well, he underthrows Tyreek all the time.
Sure.
It's okay. Like that's just a bad ball.
There was a video. It was Tyreek before the game, snagging him behind his back. Well, yeah, because Tua fucking underthrew it by 8 yards.
But Will Levis was like, they asked him something about the improvement or whatever. He was like, well, I'm not throwing underhanded throws or chest passes, so
yeah,
that's an improvement. And it's like, no, like that's literally like one of the biggest problems is he would just like to make the dumbest decision in the world.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna throw it out, or I'm gonna get tackled and try to pitch it out. It's like, just don't do that.
Yeah.
And you will just taking it's crazy how just taking a sack sometimes might make you look like a way better quarterback.
1000%.
Like take a sack and trust
me. I would rather be looked at as a dude who can't evade than a dude who's gonna launch that bitch anytime he feels pressure.
Or a dude who can throw for 278 yards but just gets the shit sacked out of him, and you have a terrible O-line, and you can just push that narrative all day,
and they would.
And it's like, oh, the O-line sucks. The O-line sucks.
Cool.
Chicago's
but
O-line
don't
sucks.
Get wrapped up and start pitching them backwards and shit.
Carolina's O-line sucks. There's all these different teams. You can just say their O-line sucks.
Of course.
Boom. That's why. It's
Will would look a lot better at this point in the season.
But this, to me, I mean, the AFC South, the Colts got it, or not the Colts, the Texans got it. I mean, behind them, they got what? The Colts at 5-7. So they're really not. They don't have to be too worried about making the playoffs. But I will say, just this is definitely this is not a good look for the Texans.
No, and then they got the Jags next week, which the Jags are again a horrible team.
But they got
to come out and they got to beat the piss out of them.
I know they still have Baltimore and Kansas City.
Yeah. But yeah, they're not sweating in the division that they're in.
No.
By any means. I mean, the Colts have the best shot, and they really don't have a shot.
Jacksonville, Miami, Kansas City, Baltimore, and then Tennessee again.
Yeah.
So we'll see. At this point, they're playing for seeding.
Yeah.
Kind of like Detroit. Detroit's playing for home field advantage at this point.
Detroit's playing for the one.
They just want home field advantage.
I mean, I think that the Eagles are. I think we're out of their view now. I think they're looking at a push to try to find that one spot. They're going to start cruising, because they don't look bad.
They don't. Denver versus Vegas.
Yeah,
Not
Vegas is poverty.
Denver might just fuck around and make the playoffs, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
because they're sitting at 7-5. Gardner Minshew breaks his collarbone.
Out for the season.
Denver's sitting at 7-5 in the 7th seed, just like y'all in Washington.
It's been a while since I've seen a quarterback broken collarbone. I feel like that used to happen. That makes sense. Roughing the passer. Good job, everybody. Good job, NFL. You stopped Big Ben from breaking his collarbone in half.
We did. Also, shout out to the players who have 2 mouthpieces hanging and wear neither of them.
What the fuck is Nate Wiggins doing? Wiggins was doing that 2 weeks ago.
See, he does it every game. But I'm just saying, like concussions will be avoided with a mouthpiece.
A little bit, yeah.
I mean, not even just a little bit. Like it's like one of the first like things that was like this will help you.
Yeah,
it's like, and it will. Like your teeth.
I couldn't imagine not wearing like the possibility of breaking your teeth,
Well, it's not even. It's just all these bones biting down.
Sure.
It's gonna make your brain. It's gonna make your brain rattle. And getting hit. This way. It's just it makes your brain rattle even more. But besides that, Denver's sitting at 7-5. They got Miami right behind them, who's 5-6.
Yeah.
The team. What's crazy is 5-6 Miami, 5-7 Indy. I'm more afraid of 4-7 Cincy.
Oh, what the fuck am I doing forgetting about Cincinnati? Now, Miami, for whatever reason, is gonna feel a little bit more scary, definitely than the Colts and maybe the Broncos, depending on how they match up and how the rest of their season is. But Cincy is definitely
Cincy. I mean, so they're 4-7. So 4-7, Denver's 7-5. Cincy has to play Pittsburgh twice. They got to play Dallas, Tennessee, Cleveland, and Denver. Ooh. So Denver is one of their matchups. So that might be a very, very, very key matchup. And then if you look at Denver's schedule, what's up?
I would say that Cincy's gonna have to go perfect, but I think they can afford one loss.
And then we'll see. Denver has Cleveland. They have Indy. They have the Chargers. They have the Bengals. And then they finish the season versus the Chiefs.
Brutal. But again, like we said, the Chiefs in Week 18 are probably going to be sitting people.
They're probably going to be sitting people at the same time. Denver beating the Colts isn't a given. Denver beating the Chargers is not a given. And to be honest with you, with the way Cleveland is sitting right now in the same spot, well, now they're 3-8, so they're not really. But they're going to play Jameis Winston, who's going to play his heart out. So I mean, you never know.
It's going to be a bad week for Jameis. So I'm taking the Broncos next week.
What a terrible mindset. But I would probably be more worried about Cincinnati. Now they do have to play Pittsburgh twice, who we know is going to be. Those are going to be just two. There might be more fighting than football. There might be actual more hands
true possibilities
than football is thrown, than passes completed.
You got Pickens and Joey Porter.
Oh my God. It's gonna be so bad.
It's gonna be a brawl, bro.
It's gonna be so bad.
Especially if they're competitive games.
And then you're gonna have Jamal on the other side just talking his shit. Yep. Oh my God. TJ, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Every play is gonna be.
I'm here for it, dude. I like it.
There's so many whistles blowing. I'm here for it too. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good, but it's gonna be bad.
Of course.
It's gonna be interesting. But they got to play Pittsburgh twice. They got a game versus the Chiefs, but they also.
But the thing is, if I'm the Chiefs, I'm letting the Chiefs. I mean, I'm letting the Broncos run through us, especially if they're at a. Especially if they're at a position the Broncos are to make the playoffs. Because I do not want to see Cincy in the playoffs.
Yes.
That's not good for anybody. It's not good for the Bills, not good for the Ravens, it's not good for the Chiefs.
Not good. No, it's
really a scary thing. Because, I mean, if they can figure out some of their defensive problems, that offense is very electric. They will fuck shit up. They just got to stop you they got to stop a team from scoring 4 touchdowns, and they can do some damage.
Cardinals Seahawks.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I hate the NFC West. I don't lie to you, bro. The NFC West is straight garbage.
It's sad, bro. It's so sad.
It used to be.
Did I take the Cards?
Yeah, we both took Arizona.
But you remember what I was saying? I don't think I was saying anything, but
I don't remember. What did you say?
I don't know. You were obviously the Seahawks do suck, but I was more on the side of that the Cardinals suck as well.
Bro, Seattle pisses me off because, like, I just I, I don't even have a reason why. They're just not good, and they get talked about like they throw in Gino's name and they throw in the Seahawks name into conversations where they just do not belong.
Yeah, no,
And
agreed.
now they're gonna be the NFC West champs in the most down bad NFC West season possible, and no one's gonna
Yeah.
talk about that. So I mean, it's just I don't know.
I don't think I could think of a worse NFC West year because you had the bunch of years when Seattle was great. You had the bunch of years when the Niners were great recently, and this is very, very bad.
Yeah, I don't like you. You're forgetting the Rams.
The Rams,
I mean,
like
it's just
this is brutal. Yeah, real sad.
Packers 49ers. Another NFC West team that just well, I guess you can say one thing.
Well,
I guess Brock Purdy's better than Brandon Allen.
Brandon Allen had some really bad throws. A bunch of balls
Yeah.
coming in low and weird and wobbly and underthrown and overthrown and yeah, just the not hitting his spots. They wouldn't have had anything going regardless. Um,
I,
this was
you
definitely the Packers' game to lose.
you can say that, but at the same time, like Jordan Love didn't look fantastic.
True.
I mean, he did not have to do much considering Josh Jacobs turning up. But
Yeah.
look, Jordan Love. I'm just calling my shot now. He's going to what I don't know what bed it's gonna be, but he's gonna shit in it at some point. He's gonna shit in the bed. He's gonna shit a bed.
Like in a bad way or a good way? Because I've
In a
shit in the
bad
bed
way.
before and
In a bad way. I've never
okay.
shitted the bed in a good way. So I mean, if you have, I mean, kudos to you. But I just I don't know. There's something about Jordan Love where you know like I keep comparing them to Houston just because they just got that same type of hype, that same type of vibe
Mm-hmm.
where it's just you got two young quarterbacks that you can build around and have some early success. And I think that there are more flaws that we've seen from CJ this year. I think
Yeah.
there's been even more from Jordan Love this year, even considering what they've won 3 games without him.
Yeah.
So
Again,
I mean,
like
it's
their
just
defense has really made this team look good. That's never happened before.
no, it don't usually happen. But go ahead.
um, but Love struggling with injuries basically all year. But in my opinion, both CJ and Love have really struggled, and CJ struggled in some games against teams that are not good. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I think both these dudes are going to be great, but the hype for them this early in their careers,
Mm-hmm.
like there's a lot of dudes like who are all the top 5, top 10 dudes who have done this for a few years. It's going to take a lot to build these teams up to the level of a Ravens or a Lions or a Chiefs or a Bills or whatever.
Yeah, it's
We'll see.
2024, and we still got to figure out where Aaron Rodgers is going to play next year.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Which
Where do
is
you think he's going to play? Think he's going to go back home?
you want to talk about that now?
I guess we'll finish up this Rams game.
Yeah, we can talk about this Rams game. Saquon's offensive player of the year.
Saquon might be pushing for MVP, dude.
He's pushing for MVP, but if he does,
But it's going to take a broken rushing record
he
to
is the offensive player of the year.
yes.
The
Even if he got hurt next week, I'm not going to knock on wood,
No.
but I'm not going to say I want it to happen. Even if he got hurt next week, still probably win OPY.
offensive
OPOY.
player of the year, no question.
Yes. 255 broken Eagles record, 302 total, 2 tutties.
But
Beautiful.
what's more interesting is you brought up Aaron Rodgers,
Yes.
and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't put much thought into where I think he's going to go because it's obvious that he's not returning as a Jet.
No.
It seems like it's pretty mutual that this did not work out.
Well,
Or they decided that.
I don't know what it is with the Jets and wanting to like figure everything the fuck out mid-season. Because they're do we bench him? Do we cut him? Do we whatever? It's like there's no rush to cut the dude. His contract's up after this year, right? They don't have to trade him or
I
anything.
believe so.
Okay. Yeah, there should be no rush. I mean, if Aaron doesn't want to play, Aaron, at this point, if I was Aaron, I wouldn't want to play.
For the Jets?
Not right now. I
Or
mean,
just play football.
No. Play for the Jets this season.
Okay.
It's like cut your losses now, get released, or just don't play or whatever. Do whatever. Go talk to some other teams. Go find a team to play for. But
where? That's the question. That's what you
so
asked.
I mean, we're looking at a lot of young quarterbacks on teams.
Can we go through the knots first? I think that'd be easier.
That'd be much easier. And there's a lot. So
go through the knots. I'll start I got the
I'm looking
AFC,
at just the divisions right now.
So AFC East. So we know he's not going back to the Jets. I think Patriots, obviously, they're going to run.
They're sticking with Drake. It would be absurd to bring in somebody
Dolphins,
else.
obviously, are no.
Dolphins are the only team that is a maybe. It's a very, very small, tiny maybe. The Bills are an absolute no.
Dolphins are such a no, but if you want to put them in the maybe.
Now, if the Dolphins were smart and didn't put all their trust into a guy with 8 brain cells, then they would maybe try to go after him.
I'll put him in a maybe.
But I don't think he's staying in the AFC East.
I don't think so. Cincinnati's a no. Cleveland? I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think he's going to any of these franchises with a bad history of quarterbacks, with a bad quarterback history. No. I just don't think it's
going to happen. I mean, he went to the Jets.
Okay, so then it's Cleveland.
They have one of the worst quarterback histories ever.
Okay, then to me, Cleveland is as much as a maybe as Miami. If
sure.
If that's the level for maybes.
Well, I mean, my thing is there's just not a lot of teams. It's like we're gonna have to.
All right, we'll see that. Baltimore, obviously not. Pittsburgh, no chance.
No.
Indianapolis, no.
I think if
Richardson stays healthy, they're gonna continue to rock out with that experiment.
Yeah.
Does he go to Florida and play in Jacksonville? No. I'm pretty sure Trevor Lawrence is still sitting on that fat ass contract.
I forgot about Trev. I'm an idiot. Yeah, no, not a chance.
But I mean, if in a world where they want to, they're a no.
Texans the Titans are a potential.
Tennessee, to me,
I'd stick with Will.
Yeah, if Miami's if New England's a no because of Drake May, then Tennessee's a no because of Will Levis. Yeah. The Broncos, honestly, no. They found their shit with Bo Nix. They're figuring out with him. Chargers, nope. Chiefs, nope. Raiders.
Raiders are very big possibility.
All right, so Vegas is a possibility. I like that
Vegas is going to be at the end of this pretty high up on that list probably.
Commanders, nope. Dallas, nope. Philly, nope. New York Giants.
You think he stays in New York?
I don't think he
bought a cribbo. So.
I don't think he stays there, but I'll go New York Giants in the maybe column. Bears, nope. Lions, nope. Packers, nope. Vikings,
maybe. I mean, shit. They were trying to trade Stafford to him, fucking 2 weeks ago.
Man, I'll put him in the maybe. I guess. Tampa
but
Bay,
highly doubtful. Yeah.
No. Atlanta.
No.
I don't think Atlanta's jumping from just
Dude, they just signed Kirk for 4 years, 160.
Dude, they might cut their fucking losses the way they're playing.
They should have cut their losses and never fucking brought him in.
Carolina?
Potentially. I don't think he's going to go into that poverty.
I'm
just talking about quarterbacks who could not be playing next year.
I think he'd be more interested in playing for New Orleans than Carolina.
But the another thing is like there's a lot of dudes in college right now who have struggled. There isn't like a clear, like a lot of quarterbacks. Like last year, it was a clear one, not a clear, but a clear few guys up there.
It was a clear one.
This year, you got Cam, but then you got dudes like Carson Beck who shit their pants. Shaduki Sanders, no one knows where he's going to be. So you're going to hold out and play for the Cowboys or whatever.
I'm mean,
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he'd be more interested in the Saints than playing for the Panthers.
A-Rod?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is a
That wouldn't
possibility,
be.
but I don't think it goes down to New Orleans either. And in the final, you got the NFC West. Now,
Any of them.
obviously,
All 4 of them.
but there's one that everybody
Yeah, I know.
knows that he would want,
Of
and it's
course.
San Fran.
Yeah.
So San Fran, I guess we can throw the Rams on there, and I don't think he's testing Seattle or Arizona.
No.
So as of right now, we put in Vegas, San Fran, and the Rams as contenders, and maybes we put Miami, Minnesota, Cleveland, New Orleans, and the Giants. Do any of those maybes touch those other 3?
No.
I don't think they do. So we've come down to 3 possibilities. The Las Vegas Raiders, the San Francisco 49ers, or the LA Rams.
At this point, I think if we take out where he's from, I think the Raiders is the most possible fit.
If he can go, I think the Rams stick with Stafford. If he can go next year, I do think they stick with him. If he spontaneously calls
it's
it a
like,
career,
we know that Aaron's good and can be good and whatever, but you're gonna replace Stafford with a dude who's coming off a 3-8 Jet season or whatever. I don't know. Like with Purdy, I still think they
look at that offense, that it would be ridiculous. But the same thing.
But Coop is older, and
But it's the same thing with it's the same shit with the Niners. If you looked at that team, I mean, it's beautiful. It'd be beautiful
but
adding Aaron Rodgers to that
both
team.
the Rams and the Niners, I don't know. They need to shake things up a little bit because they're running with very injury-prone guys who are getting older, getting a little bit slower. We don't know how much time Kittle's got, and I don't know. We'll see.
This could be a dumb question, but I do think it is legit to ask. Does Devontae follow him?
I don't care.
No. Do you think Devontae's following him?
Yeah.
So then he's not going back to Vegas.
No.
He's not going back to Vegas.
But it's like, are we going to try to go through another 2 to 3 year process with a team, and where Aaron's calling the shots and they're going to try to rebuild?
Do you think Aaron and Antonio Pierce wouldn't be the most toxic relationship, quarterback head coach relationship?
AP's out of that bitch, dude.
What just fucking happened in New York? Robert Saleh's out of there, dude, and nothing changed.
No, agreed.
So
but
I'm saying like that.
No. I'm not saying mid-season. I'm saying Antonio Pierce probably won't be the head coach next year.
But then they're going to pick somebody based on who Aaron wants.
Agreed. True.
To me, the more we talk about Vegas, like it's they need him the most. But if I'm the Niners, well, see, the same thing is like, God damn it.
I mean, do you waste any thought of what Purdy can do?
Because if you're locked in on thinking Brock Purdy is if his ceiling is whatever you think it is, there's no going back to him if you gave Aaron the keys.
No, I mean, I don't think Brock Purdy would sit and be 2 after.
So I look at it. Let's look at it like this. I think that Vegas, there's just too many moving parts. There's too many factors. There's a Devontae factor. There's the toxic shit going on with Vegas.
But I mean, Devontae might go with him, but at the same time, I don't really care if he does.
But it's not if you care. I understand if we don't care about a lot of these motherfuckers, but we know he went to play for the Jets to play with Aaron Rodgers. He's not staying in New York.
Fuck no.
He's not staying there.
Now, what would be cool if he does go to the Niners?
Who?
Purdy goes and signs with, because this is Purdy's contract year. Purdy goes and signs with the Jets.
See, okay.
Go get paid by the Jets, brother.
It could be a contract year situation where,
like, I don't think that the Niners are going to shell out for Purdy, especially if they have a bad year this year. But I do think that another team would shell out a little bit to go get a dude like Brock Purdy.
But if the Rams were willing to trade Stafford mid-season, I mean, who's to say that they won't replace him with Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I think that trade was more so for the Vikings' sake, and I think that there would have been some picks thrown in and some future
I
options
guess,
for the Rams.
but still, if it to
Yeah, no,
even
there's
consider
no
giving
100%
Stafford
on
up,
Stafford being there next year for sure.
if we're gonna consider if we're gonna consider them giving Stafford up, you got to consider 15 of these quarterbacks being given
Yeah,
up.
sure.
I mean,
Agreed.
why are any of these quarterbacks safe?
Now, do you think A-Rod gets Belichicked next year? Do you think teams go, yeah, we don't want to deal with this? Do you think they're willing to take on him?
Out of the three, I think San Fran would be the most to not play, even though they kind of dealt with Ayuk's bullshit.
Well, I think that Aaron has to take a back seat to all this and kind of understand that if he does go to an established organization like the Niners with an established head coach, he's got to let them handle that shit.
But you got to think, like, maybe it might not be shown as much, but Stafford calls shots. Stafford makes decisions, but he still has a great head coach in Sean McVay.
Of course.
So I think there's a world where if Sean McVay can coach Matt Stafford, he can coach Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
So I'm knocking Raiders out, and I'm thinking, do you replace Matt Stafford with Aaron Rodgers, or do you let Purdy walk and you bring in Aaron?
With the Niners, I don't think it'd be too bad of a problem to let Stafford walk, depending on how the rest of this year goes. We'll see where he's at physically and shit. But I think with the age of this 49ers team, with the possibility for injury from all of these dudes, I think Purdy hasn't been able to get it done. You've only truly got 1 to 2 more years with this team the way it is. Probably one. With Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and CMC. Maybe bring on Aaron. And let Purdy walk, because this team is not built for the future. This team is built for Brock Purdy to win now. If Brock Purdy's not winning now, ship him off, throw Aaron in.
Yeah, Rams is definitely
and
more...
let Brock go develop somewhere else, because we don't know how good he is outside of how good the rest of this core is. The kid's fucking 26. He can go play on the Jets for a few years and develop or whatever. Or get work. Who knows?
Rams are definitely set for more of a future
yes.
Future run.
And Stafford's what? 36, 37? I'd rather have him than a 40-year-old.
Stafford is definitely old. All right. We need our MVPs, our Week 12 MVPs, Devin. Now, I will say I didn't have many contenders this week. I know my number one is.
Yeah.
He plays running back for the Eagles.
Yeah.
He happened to get the most yards since 2009 in a game? Most yards in a game since 2009?
2019?
It was, fact check me on that, because it was way longer.
Are you talking about rushing yards or total?
Most rushing yards in a game since, I thought it said 2009. It might not have been 2009. 2011? I'll go one of those years. One of those two.
Definitely the most in Eagles history.
No, what is the most yards in a game since, or for running back? Most rushing yards in a game before this game.
Let me get there.
Because I want to say it was either 2009 or 2011 was when, I mean, that's how long this record was held for. 2 touchdowns.
2010 Jamal Charles.
2010, right in between the two. 9.8 yards. What's up?
Yeah. Now there was a game in 09.
9.8 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns, and 47 receiving yards. He is Philly's offense for the most part. He is
But
easily.
the thing is, it's like I think like if Saquon has a down game, they can still kick it and have to utilize Hurts a little bit more.
I can't disagree.
I don't think they'd look as good, but
I
they
can't-
can get by.
I can't disagree just because we don't know yet.
But we've seen this team before. I mean, obviously last year wasn't a great year.
I
But
was really gonna say, did you not see them last year?
last year wasn't great. I agree.
Last year wasn't great. I mean, it's not like DeAndre Swift sucks.
People are saying he sucks.
No, he definitely.
He's
does
a
not
bear, and
suck.
people are pooping on his diarrhea.
Saquon is just that fucking good.
Also, I'm not applying this to Saquon, but a lot of guys look good playing behind that Eagles O-line. Miles Sanders looked great. Not too good right now.
Yeah,
DeAndre Swift looked great.
That's another thing. Like Saquon's definitely gonna look even better on Philly.
Yeah, it's like no, he was already top tier. Now this is just explosion.
My only issue with the way they talk about Saquon is like how could the Giants let
Yeah,
this
yeah,
go?
yeah.
Or how could the Giants? It's like no. If he was on the Giants, they'd still have 3 wins,
Exactly.
and he'd still.
Well, I mean that 2 years ago they made the playoffs, and but they decided to give Daniel Jones $40 million a year, when in reality, Jones looked better because Saquon played so well.
Pretty much. He's my number one for this week, though. He's
By
my
far.
first place MVP. Now after that, it gets kind of
Geno Smith.
It gets kind of weak. Is that your MVP?
No.
I was gonna say, is that your MVP? Because right now I'm looking at Tua and I'm looking at Mahomes, and besides that, I mean, people that stuck out to me.
Baker 24-30, 294 and a rushing touchdown.
Baker, yeah, he couldn't throw one.
But he ran for one. And then did
24 of 30. Yeah.
Are you Italian?
I did. I did
What a
like
loser.
it. 30 rushing yards to the rushing touchdown. I'll give Baker third. I'm gonna give Baker third.
I'm giving Mahomes 2. And Jackson 3.
I'd give Mahomes 2 if he had any other opponent with this performance.
I know, but Baker's playing the fucking Giants.
Exactly. That's why he's 3. No, I'm saying Pat's not making it.
Like I don't know who else to give it to, honestly.
There's this quarterback in Miami that you don't really like.
Oh, Tua, you're right. I think I might give.
Who had a pretty good game.
2 to Tua.
So I'm
takes 2 to tango, coach.
I'm gonna give 2 to Tua, and then I'm going to give Baker the third spot. Give him +1 for that. Who you going with?
All right, I'll give. Get Mahomes out of there. Actually, no, never mind. Tua's playing the fucking Patriots. Fuck all this shit.
Their defense. All right, whatever. I guess.
Who cares?
I guess. If anything, the Giants have a great defense, and Baker should be too. But
yeah, what are you gonna do?
That's a different. That might be a different conversation. Honestly, 24 for 30, 294 yards, 30 rushing yards, and a rushing tutty versus that front 8 is very impressive.
Yeah,
and they lead the league.
I didn't realize Dexter Lawrence was so fat.
They do lead the league in sacks. So I mean, they definitely know how to get to a quarterback.
So do I.
So I'm gonna have to put Baker there, and then.
You think anyone was ever born with like an extra sack?
For sure.
On the tank.
Sure. There's definitely people double sacked out there.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I mean, would you keep it? Or does it depend?
No, because then that just increases the chances of me getting somebody pregnant.
Say it doesn't do that.
Well, I know that. I'm a doctor.
But like, does it depend on where it's placed?
I would definitely keep it. No, for sure.
Split, if it's just split, if it's but if it's like double and then the other one's like off of the other one, that might
No,
be
no,
an
no, no, no,
issue.
no.
Like,
I'm talking one in the front,
see,
one.
so
It's a
then it
tank
does
dangler.
depend on where it places, because if it's
But then you
double,
get like this smell aspect. It's like you got to clean under
no,
that
stop
nutsack
it.
too.
We're talking double decker, and then you're sitting on it. I
Ooh,
mean, yeah, that would
ooh.
be
I can't.
bad. Or
You can't close the leg. You sit on it.
I mean, you go to use the bathroom, you get caught in the lid or something. It's like it would be a bad day. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be fun. Um,
Maybe if I just had like a third testicle in my scrotum.
all right.
I definitely don't want another scrotum. Maybe if it was just like a few extras in there.
So who's your MVPs?
Did I not go through this?
No, I think you kept switching, so I don't know your final.
Okay. Sequoia. Um. Uh, do I give one to Lamar? I don't know.
I see. I'm not gonna lie. I was waiting for you to bring up Lamar as a consideration.
No, I brought up Lamar. In my initial one, I had Lamar 2 and Pat 3.
I mean, to me, Lamar balled, but it's like I don't want to be the biased one that throws Lamar into the conversation
You
every
can be as
single week.
biased as you would like,
Um,
but it is against the Chargers. I mean, that's the only real opponent on any of these fucking out of any of these games. So I'll go Lamar 2 and fuck it, give me Baker 3. Are you Italian?
Baker 3.
Imagine if you went into fucking Jersey Mike's and you buy an Italian sub and you say, hey, can I get a fucking Italian sandwich? They go, hey, fuck you. What are you, Italian? You're not Italian. You can't do that shit. Get the fuck out of here.
I think you've convinced me. I think you've convinced me.
About
About Lamar and Baker.
El Bakey.
I just I don't I get it. The numbers look cool for Tua and Pat, but when we're talking just balling, just dominating the game, not making many mistakes, Baker and Lamar are definitely higher up on that list than Tua and Patrick this week.
I mean, in a like a truly crucial football game.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like if y'all lost this game, it's tough sailings the rest of the way.
Bad. We would have been sitting at 7-5.
And yeah, fuck the Harbaugh bullshit. Hey, yeah, 7-5.
3-0.
That's 3-0, brother.
3-0.
One in the Super Bowl.
3-0. Little bro ain't ever gonna catch a dub on big bro. It's just not gonna happen. But MVP votes are out the way.
Isn't Jim older?
No. John's older than Jim.
For real?
Yeah.
Jim looks well older.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you go through shit. That's a conversation I had earlier. Like when you like play in the NFL and then like you go through bro, like think about it. Like, so he played in the NFL. He had to go through that Kaepernick shit.
Yeah.
In San Fran.
Yeah.
Deal with all that. Go through.
He's 2 years older. He looks like shit.
Go through a Super Bowl loss. Deal with the Kaepernick shit. Pretty much lose your franchise quarterback. Yeah. Go through a controversy as the head coach in Michigan. Get caught cheating and shit.
Yep.
And now you're back in the NFL. And not to make a joke about it, but like he does like have like health issues too.
No, he just had a health issue.
Where it's like, that's definitely gonna, it believe it or not, will impact just how you look.
Well, I think Jim just naturally puts way more stress on himself.
Yeah.
I mean, he's out there practicing with the dudes.
Yeah.
Flipping the fuck out on the sidelines constantly. Yeah, but I would have thought Jim's a little bit taller, a little bit weirder looking. I thought he would have been a.
Nah, but John, John's the older bro. John's the.
It's crazy.
John's the older brother. We gotta predict. Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, Thursday night, Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon.
Friday afternoon. We got 4 games to predict.
I mean, why are we doing a Friday game? Why is it 3:00?
Okay, no. It's not why are we doing a Friday game. It's not why are we doing it at 3:00. It's why are we sticking with this traditional bullshit. We do not need the Cowboys playing on Thanksgiving. If the Cowboys are not
Yeah.
playing well. Like,
well, we can't. Oh no,
no,
we can. We can do that.
yeah, we can. We've already
We can
flexed
bump
games.
teams.
Now,
Now, is it tough to bump? Do Thursday
no,
games
fuck
ever get
no.
bumped?
I don't care. I don't care. Devin. I'm talking beginning of the season. It's I get it. It's a tradition. I don't know why it's a tradition. I don't know why it's a thing. Call me a casual. I'm not taking the time to research this, but I'm just saying you don't need the entire NFC South playing on Thanksgiving every year when there are plenty of other matchups you could give that Thursday or Friday slot to. Because let's be real,
NFC East.
Chiefs Raiders, NFC North.
What'd you say?
I don't know what I said, but I'm talking
Who
about the
cares?
NFC. I'm talking about the excuse me. Well, NFC
East and North.
the NFC North and the NFC East. It's like we don't need. I get it. It's a divisional matchup, but the Lions versus the Bears at noon. Come on, that I'm
Giants
not.
Cowboys. I don't even think Giants and Cowboys fans care about
Giants
that game.
Cowboys at 4:30. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like Cowboys fans,
Like that, but on Thanksgiving, 4:30 is prime time.
that is prime time.
That's
Noon,
you're sitting around with family. You're watching like
12:30, 4:30, 8:20,
8:30. Your
3
stomach's in your
o'clock at
asshole. You're
on
a
Black
little bit
Friday.
hammered. Your
It's
grandma's a fucking nutbag. 8:30, you're not watching that game. 4:30, you're putting on a primetime game. It's gonna be dog shit.
it's just a shame that like if you look at the rest of the week, you don't have the best matchups. But
No.
okay, you got Steelers Bengals at 1 o'clock.
Boom.
Could have easily been a fantastic Thursday
beautiful flex.
game. Oh,
Eagles Ravens.
Yeah, what's at 4:25? Philly versus Baltimore. Could have been a beautiful
Niners
game.
Bills.
Now they did a good job because that's Sunday night.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna lie. Who don't want to see Jameis on Thanksgiving?
I don't want to see Jameis on Monday night.
But you want but come on, Jameis on Thanksgiving with a turkey leg?
Dude, if he was eating that
Dude,
dry ass turkey leg.
If Jameis went out, beat Denver, who is a legit team at this point, especially playing the 3-8 Browns, and he caught a dub on Thanksgiving. Come on, bro. I mean,
it's crazy when you put a duck inside of a chicken, inside of a turkey.
It was just there are other games, there are other matchups, there's other divisional matchups that you could have thrown into this slot. I mean, I'm just saying the NFL knew Aaron Rodgers was a Jet. They expected Aaron Rodgers to be a Jet. Why not have Seattle versus New York on Thanksgiving? I'm just saying. Why do we have to have?
Well, there's
Cowboys
also been
Lions?
fucking 18 fucking Jets primetime games, which none of them were good.
Raiders Chiefs, Dolphins Packers, Bears Lions, Giants Cowboys. It's just not moving me. It's just
the fact that Dolphins Packers is going to be the best game sucks.
Yeah. So let's predict them.
Cool.
Let's predict the game.
Lions by a mile.
Lions, Bears, obviously, yeah.
Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
Like we said, Detroit's just playing for home field advantage at this point. So yeah, no, they're
now. At the same time, even if the Bears win this game, I'm not saying it's possible. When a team goes on a 9-game win streak and does this and does that, there's possibilities to lose games. Now, this team puts the pedal to the metal and doesn't hold up. But even if the Bears do win this game, it doesn't really say shit about either of these teams.
It's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit. It's on Thanksgiving.
Now, it's not going to say much about. I mean, Detroit's like we talked about with
Detroit's established.
Like a Panthers could come out and steal a win versus the 9-1 Chiefs just because they were trying a little bit harder than Kansas City that week, and it could happen. But I'm not gonna lie, Dan Campbell, he don't seem like the type of guy that's gonna just be happy going home with a loss to Thanksgiving dinner. You know,
he's flipping tables.
Dan Campbell's gonna be in the locker room like, hey, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all better not.
Dan Campbell would not go home. Dan Campbell would stay.
Y'all better not ruin my Thanksgiving dinner. Like we better win this damn game. So yeah,
it's crazy how much of an impact a good head coach has on a team. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's nice.
It is crazy. Giants Cowboys.
Unlike the NBA. Yeah, I got no faith in DeVito. Or isn't DeVito hurt a little bit? Maybe Drew Lock comes out and fucks everybody up and does this shit. What is it?
Yeah. All the shitty quarterbacks and Giants with their dances. I mean, Dallas. obviously, I don't have any faith in either of these teams, but I will say Dallas probably should come out with the dub. Are you afraid to go Dallas?
I'm taking the New York Giants.
You're taking the New York Giants.
Yes.
You're sure?
Yes.
So, like, do you want to elaborate on the pick?
No.
Can you elaborate on the pick?
I don't think I have a real reasoning other than I felt a little twinkle in my butthole that made me feel like this Giants team is going to pull one out on Thanksgiving. In Jerry, I mean, it's like what else? What else could go wrong in Jerry's season? Losing at home on Thanksgiving would be awesome.
The Giants suck.
I don't care. So do the Cowboys.
Micah Parsons is going to be all over.
Micah Parsons
Tommy
is going to be
DeVito
all over his own
or
fucking
Drew Lock or
ballsack.
whoever they have out there. Malik Neighbors is going to get 2 targets because they're never going to be able to get the ball to him. This is going to be a shit show. Cooper Rush is throwing for 250 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Cooper Rush is going to get hurt, and then Trey Lance is going to come in and suck.
No, Dallas is winning this football game. Dolphins versus Packers.
The more I think about this game, the more interesting it is.
It is not interesting at all.
Are you serious?
Dolphins Packers?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were still.
Yeah, no. I was not hanging
I thought you were
up on
still.
that. I
thought you were like
2 fucks about that game.
I thought you were like, the more I think about it, like, man, the more
the more I look at this Dolphins Packers game, which is one of the weirdest aesthetics. I don't know, just to look at these two teams next to each other. But
there's a lot of colors: green, yellow, teal,
watch your
orange.
Sorry.
We love them all. We love all the green,
all colors, dude.
The orange, the teal. Not gonna say yellow.
What's that other color?
I don't know. The cheese. Cheese
what?
Cheese
color.
Yeah, cheese color.
Oh no. That's yellow.
But Dolphins Packers. Well, see, it's interesting. Like, to me, like, I know I don't give Jordan Love the most praise, but it's like he bodies Tua.
What do you mean?
Like, Tua don't touch Jordan Love.
Nah.
You give Jordan Love Tyreek Hill.
Sure. I mean, Tua does stink, but I don't want to sleep on this. I don't know. They're not supposed to be this bad right now.
You can kind of sleep on it.
I want to sleep more on the Packers bullshit than the Dolphins.
The Packers are 8-3.
I know. That's why I want to sleep on it.
What is there to sleep on? There's not much to sleep on. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some flaws. They definitely aren't untouchable, unbeatable. But Miami is not that good.
No, I wholeheartedly understand, but
like, I think the Packers,
they are still a dangerous offense. The defense isn't the worst.
I think the Packers.
It's not great.
I think the Packers walk them.
I think if they can shut down Jacobs a little bit, I think they'll be good. I'm taking the Dolphins.
That's fine. Love the Watson over Tua to Tyreek.
Watson had no receptions last game.
That's fine, bro.
Didn't touch a football.
That's fine. Yeah, you're right. Because and he also had an awful drop. But at the same time,
he did have a terrible drop right in the fucking titties.
But that's the thing. It's like Tua would have thrown that at his feet, and it wouldn't even have been a fucking chance of it being a drop. So.
But here's the thing: when you got two fast little rabbits out there, you can throw it wherever you want.
Packers defense is way better. Like, all right, whatever, bro, whatever. That's fine. Chiefs Raiders. We're going Kansas City, no question.
Wait.
Are you sure? I mean, you damn for sure. You've been picking against me. So you sure you want to go with the Chiefs here?
I'm not picking against you. I'm picking against the Packers.
No, I feel you. But it's like it kind of just feels like, you might want to you're trying to catch back up, and you're like, this is my chance. 250.
I'm a big Aiden O'Connell fan. I believe that the Dolphins will win.
2 50-50 games. Maybe you catch 2 games over me, and you're even closer. And you're only 1 game behind after.
You getting scared?
I'm not scared.
You getting scurry?
I'm going 4-0. I'm going 4-0 on Thanksgiving break. I'm going 4-0. I'm not worried about it.
Sure about that?
But none of these games are prime
Wait till
time.
the Lions lose.
None of these.
Yeah, I'm taking the Chiefs.
None of these games are prime time worthy.
Are any of these on Netflix?
No.
I know which ones not to watch. Is that just Christmas?
It's just CBS, Fox, NBC, and Amazon. Those are your games. Yeah. Christmas is Houston, Baltimore? Huh. Yeah. Houston versus Baltimore.
I will give
Christmas will be interesting.
Amazon credit. They have not fucked up a football production.
Oh, like how bad it's going to be.
How Netflix.
The Ravens play on Netflix. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah, no.
I really wish there was like a secondary way, like you could stream.
I know
through something else because I don't. I'm not looking forward to that. Hopefully they have it figured out, and it's more of a smooth. I mean, you got to think like the amount of moving pieces.
I thought you were going to say the amount of Indians they have working for them.
Well, I mean, sure that too, but just like compared to
my cousins are helping out. That's why it's going so terrible.
Compared to like a private, just like boxing, like match put on, and that being streamed straight to Netflix. Maybe the NFL just has a better grip on how to fuck this shit works.
I hope so. They definitely have more money than the Jake Paul production thing.
Yeah, and they've also like turned games into like Toy Story mode games in Andy's room, and they're about to do that with the Simpsons.
And the SpongeBob and all that.
They're about to do it with the Simpsons too.
Really?
They're having a game in Springfield. I think it might be. It's either this Monday night or next Monday night. It's one of the Monday nights.
Bears game.
It's some. I think it's some. I think the Browns might be playing it. I don't remember, to be honest with you. But with all that being said, we gave our MVP votes. We predicted Thursday and Friday's games. We talked. I guess Baker getting pressed by the mob after the game. Kansas City.
How funny would that be if he comes in with a black eye and a missing fingernail?
I mean, it's just Tampa. He lands at Tampa. He gets to his house. And it's just a big dead fish.
A horse's head right in his
just a big dead fish sitting on his
lap,
just right there at his front door. It would yes, that joke would be funny. Kansas City barely beating Carolina. The Harbaugh Bowl Part 3, Dallas and Washington. Bo Nix talking shit. We covered it all. Devin, is there anything you want to say before we get?
I don't even know if we got to Bo Nix talking. Well, what'd you?
Oh no, I mean he was just talking his shit.
Okay.
He was just talking. He was talking. He was talking his shit. He was talking his shit. But is there anything else you do want to say before we get out of here?
No. I'm gonna start doing this a lot more around Italian people.
You could pass.
That is true. Yeah, I've been.
Pass.
People have asked if I was Italian. But yeah, this is not. Who cares? Let Baker do whatever the fuck he wants. Also, he was trolling.
Dude, trolling the shit.
So stop trying. It's like the Tony Hinchcliffe thing. It's like, no, he's a comedian making jokes about Puerto Ricans. He's not talking about fucking foreign policy or policy about the island of Puerto Rico.
If that's who you're relying on for your
that's not what's happening here. You're trying to make something out of nothing.
Yeah, no, it's not. But I guess with all that being said, we will be back on. Honestly, gotta talk about this after the episode because of the holidays and things. We will be back for an episode. I will say my prediction Saturday, but we will see how things work out. But brand new episodes every Saturday and Tuesday. Next episode we will be back to discuss Thursday's games, Friday's games, predict the rest of Week 13's games, maybe some NBA, some college football, but with all of that being said, it has been me. It has been Devin. It has been real. We are out.
Colorado lost.